Welcome to Filmmaking, and today we'll be looking at the OSEE's HCM 700. This is a 7-inch monitor that has a brightness of 1100 nits brightness that comes under a price range presently at the time of this video release of $780 something, which I know there's like some announcement on the website that they will take it up to like $1,000 by November. I'm not sure about that. It has 10-bit/12-bit color processing engine, but it is not a 10-bit IPSC panel, so let's know that. But going forward, this monitor has lots of capabilities, which is useful for loading in your looks, which you could load in from with an SD card from the side port here. It uses both the Sony NPF battery and the Canon LP6 battery, of which you could switch between whatever models you have depending on what side you're coming from, with Sony background or the Canon background. It has both an SDI in and an SDI output with the power in, and that's a power switch there, and also a HDMI in and a HDMI output. It does not support cross conversion of signals. Also, the monitor actually on its own has interesting modes that are actually useful. The viewing angles are actually perfect. Like from 173 degrees, the colors are still accurate. It's an LCD monitor that uses a LED backlight for what it does. And the backlight could be increased from the present indoor setting I have it now, which is at 20%, and you could like increase it to like 40%, 60, 80, 100, where it's super bright, where it consumes a lot of power. It's an IPSC panel with a contrast ratio of 1200 to 1. So basically, to sum up a lot of things I enjoyed while using this monitor, first of all, the viewing angles, they're quite consistent with their color. You get the high brightness, which like 1100 nits. You get the extra functions of focus speaking, LUTs, waveform, and the ability to have this waveform that's actually spanning across the screen that will enable you to like identify IRAs for different points in your frame, right? That was like pretty golden. And also things like anamorphic desqueezing, things like flipping the image that allows it to rotate if you like, for configurations where the camera will be like flipped upside down, and stuff like that. And also they are all calibrated. They are not as expensive as the Planet Scientific. I think it's the Planet Scientific BM model that come under this, and it's way expensive. They have like antennas here, which you could wirelessly send lookup tables to, and for other wireless function, which you could communicate back and forth to the monitor. Multiple signal inputs, which is the HDMI and SDI inputs and outputs, which you could daisy chain to link from like a director's monitor to like a client monitor. So checking all these boxes allows me to be confident on daily functions and several usage, given the price point of where this monitor is. But also, there are some things I do not really like about this monitor that actually are not fantastic about it. But first of all, there's a reason I kept it here and not holding it in my hand, because after a while of running, it has this heat sink back here. This heat sink back, it gets pretty uncomfortably warm. Like, it's not gonna burn you, but I just can't imagine myself like working with such warmness, or it's considerably warm, like somebody that has fever. You get, that's how warm it is. You get, and also another thing I do not like, I wish they could add, the force color is great, but it's practically useless in comparing it to like the OSEE, which I usually use, where you could calibrate IRA to actually target exposures, or because it's just there. If there's something they can do in fixing that, that would be like actually great. Lastly, the monitor has no cross conversion input and output. What do I mean? If I have the signal in the HDMI input, it doesn't come out on the SDI output. There's no cross conversion that's already built into the monitor. So the monitor can actually double serve as a converter. I don't know if it's something that can be fixed like in like a firmware that's actually blocking it digitally, or it's I pray it's not a hardware component. If the hardware component, that means there have to be generation 2, but there's that, and that could be a lot useful, especially for those who have entry wireless transmission devices that only have HDMI. So you could actually like use your HDMI output to like transmit and daisy chain, or if you haven't daisy chaining, depending on what input is available on your receiving device. That's like a no-brainer. I wish this monitor could have it. You get, but for other functions, you could load your LUTs. It has like an SDI card slot that's, I don't know if you could see it, it's here. You get where you could load LUTs into, and you could calibrate it to your own It has several color space of which you could actually calibrate the monitor into to work with, including the normal Rec 709 and the extended legal. All those I'll go through in menu walkthrough, showing you buttons by buttons, layers and layers, and see how you could actually, if this is something for you. But there's that. So at the price point, this is a great monitor, and it's a no-brainer not to use it. And it's quite warm though, so there is that too. Yeah. Except you're in Iceland though, it will be good for you, so it just keeps you warm. Yeah. As for battery life for the LP6 batteries and for the Sony battery, they last really long, right? They really last pretty long, except you're using at full brightness. That's when you could probably have like a very short shelf life of battery. I've never really taken time to time it out, but it has not interrupted my day, so there's that. And that's it. Until next time, improvise, adapt, and overcome.